So how long does it really take to drop 20 pounds or 10 kilos of body fat with a busy lifestyle? Let's say you're like Frank, a busy professional at 220 pounds, wanting to lean down and see muscle definition. So what's a realistic and fast way to reach 200 pounds without starving yourself, fighting your schedule, or giving up family dinners? After 8 years of getting successful men's six-pack lean, I've built a proven routine that even the busiest CEOs can implement. So let me break it down for you step by step. So what is a realistic time frame to drop 20 pounds? Well, most guys think it's just a couple of extreme weeks or short months, but reality often surprises them because doing it sustainably is very easy to underestimate. Here's an example. So this weight chart here begins on the 5th of Feb and finishes on the 5th of July. So in total, it's about 21 weeks from start to finish to drop 40.9 pounds. And that works out to be about 1.49 pounds per week of weight decline. And in this example, there was a 16.6 kilo drop, which is the equivalent of 36.5 pounds in approximately 26 weeks. And this works out to be about 1.4 pounds drop per week. So ultimately, the time frame is going to be somewhere between 1 to 2 pounds per week, or otherwise 0.5 to 1 kilo per week of weight loss. So focusing back on Frank, who's a 38-year-old professional and dad, his goal is to drop 20 pounds to look leaner with more muscle definition in his chest and ab area. Now, almost every guy wants to shred fat super fast. But the problem is, with rapid fat loss and extreme diets, muscle loss is likely to occur. So by sticking to a sustainable calorie deficit and a consistent workout plan, Frank can realistically drop the 20 pounds somewhere between 12 to 24 weeks, while still balancing a busy work and family lifestyle. But knowing just how long this is going to take isn't going to change anything. The key is to make your routine work within your schedule without starving yourself or constantly missing out on foods that you enjoy or spending every spare minute on the treadmill. Let me show you how. So most guys think they need to be cutting out all their favorite foods and starving themselves every day, or else they won't lose any body fat. But then by doing that, they end up cheating on their diet or binging and eventually blowing it all up and slowly regaining the body fat over time. So instead of trying to make a massive sacrifice overnight, we can take a smarter, strategic approach using nutritional data. And many clients were shocked when I didn't give them a strict diet that cut out all their favorite foods, and they were still able to eat family dinners and enjoy a favorite snack or the odd wine while still getting leaner. So for example, here's what Frank could do when he's at 220 pounds. He could set a budget of 1,800 to 1,900 calories per day, eating at least 130 to 160 grams of protein per day to maximize muscle during his fat loss phase, along with efficient workouts, which we're going to cover in a minute. And here's how we can apply this into his budget. So imagine Frank is eating 1,800 to 1,900 calories per day. He could break it up into different sections. For example, 300 calories for breakfast, 500 calories for lunch, 250 calories as a snack, and 850 calories for dinner. That's 4 meals across the entire day, so leaving him with plenty of nutrition and fuel to not just make it through the day, but also power through his workouts without feeling starved or hungry every single hour. The good news is he can still enjoy the occasional burger, a beer, a glass of wine, or even some ice cream with the kids or missus by budgeting them into this weekly plan and daily structure without derailing his progress. The reason this structure works so well is because it removes the guilt and the guesswork. You can clearly see what you can eat, and you're not depriving yourself to the point of craving foods every hour of the day. And with some simple meal prep and easy to use tools like MyFitnessPal, which is a nutrition tracking app, you can still enjoy your favorite foods or snacks while keeping your body in a deficit, consistently shedding body fat. However, the best diet in the world won't build any muscle unless you do the correct workouts, which I'm about to explain. You don't need to spend hours in the gym every day to see results, but you do need to focus on progressive resistance training. For example, instead of spending hours on cardio, a busy professional like Frank might do 3 full body strength workouts per week that are short, effective workouts, prioritizing compound movements such as squats or leg press, deadlifts or glute ham raises, barbell rows or cable rows, and bench press or any kind of chest press or shoulder press. And if you can't do any of those for any reason, you can always find some alternative substitutions for those exercises. All Frank needs to do is a well-structured progressive plan, 3 days a week, at worst case, twice a week, and he will still make progress in dropping body fat while reshaping and toning his physique, which is really what muscle does. When people say, I want to be toned, what they want to see is their muscle shape and be lean enough to actually see it. And this is enough to get results and maintain muscle, at least for experienced trainers. And anyone who's just starting back up again, they're likely to build more muscle because their muscle has declined from the past, so now they can rebuild it again. And 3 workouts a week is enough to maintain and slightly increase muscle, even for experienced trainers. But for people who are just starting back up, they're going to see more noticeable results in that first 3 to 6 to 12 months. But don't destroy yourself every single workout. This is about gradually increasing your progression over time, like increasing the weight, the reps, or the sets, or just doing more challenging variations of the exercises that you have become good at doing. This way, you will gradually stimulate strength and muscle in your body without destroying yourself and not being able to sit down or walk down the stairs or lift your arms up because you're so sore and you can't even train for the rest of the week. That would be a bad idea because that is going to halt your progress and stop you from getting results if you simply can't train from being too sore. So optimal recovery, which is why I say 3 days a week, gives you 4 rest days. That is where the growth is going to happen. Not in the gym, it's in your recovery. And you can transform your entire physique, even training at home with bodyweight and bands if you have the right structured program. However, the bonus with training with weights is that it is going to add more resistance and will increase your muscle growth a little bit quicker. And the benefit is with more muscle, it is going to elevate our BMR, our basal metabolic rate, which is probably the biggest part of our metabolism for people who are not athletes and training for 6 hours a day. And this is important because when we stop doing a gym workout, our metabolism is going to be slightly more elevated for a longer period of time compared to cardio, where as soon as we stop doing cardio, our heart rate and our body temperature just drops, and there isn't really a lot of muscle damage that occurred from cardio. So there isn't a longer term benefit from cardio other than doing the cardio consistently. On the topic of cardio, I only recommend doing it if it's required to hit a certain number of steps. Or if you simply just love doing cardio, that's cool too. Maybe it's tennis, golf, whatever it is. A lot of my clients love playing golf, and it's awesome because on those days they might get 15 to 20,000 steps. It definitely helps, but you don't want to have that extra pressure on yourself to go play golf every day or have to go get 20,000 steps a day, because you don't. 10,000 steps is an amazing baseline for almost anyone. But if you're thinking, I just don't have time to work out, simply start with 2 workouts. Anyone can fit 2 workouts in. I don't care how busy they are. Even my clients who travel every month or every second week can fit in 2 to 3 workouts a week. Keep it simple, follow a program that progresses, and just do it.
Do it! Make your dreams come true!
However, the men who do lose weight and have lost weight in the past but always tend to regain it experience this same problem that I'm going to show you how to avoid. Maybe you can relate to Frank's lifestyle. So for example, Frank is always busy. He's got an unpredictable work demands and occasionally will travel for business or going to an event or just taking the kids somewhere different with the missus. So instead of trying to find the perfect time to work out or prep meals, he focuses on making small, consistent progress. For his workouts, he always schedules them in just like a meeting or an appointment or anything that he has to do in his business. He treats this time as non-negotiable, just for 30 minutes per workout. For nutrition, he preps meals well in advance and just keeps it simple, like chicken breast or salmon or stuff that can be cooked in batches that doesn't take long to do and can easily be put into a bunch of different containers with a mixture of different salads, vegetables, and sauces to keep it interesting. Stuff that's easy to track and that the family will also enjoy eating so that nobody is missing out. Because Frank's tried a bunch of popular diets before, like keto, paleo, and fasting, which all failed once he lost motivation because the diet was just too hard to do and kept clashing with his lifestyle and what his family wanted to eat for dinner every night. So this time, he knows better not to rely on motivation or trying to be 100% perfect every single day, because that's not realistic. Instead, he's focused on building habits step by step for the long term just by being consistent with what actually works and what is sustainable within his routine. Because motivation is like the wind, it comes and it goes. But habits, on the other hand, they stick because they become automatic. So the formula to be consistent in your routine and to build these habits is by planning and simplicity. Set yourself up for success by removing all the obstacles that you can. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Keep your meals simple and repeatable during the week. Whether it's breakfast or a lunch or a snack, try to keep it as simple and repeatable as possible. Track your weekly progress so you can improve it ongoing, just like you would with your financial goals. It's the same mindset. But what about those days where you're just super stressed and tired, everyone wants something from you, you haven't had a good night's rest, and you're feeling tempted to order and smash an entire pizza to yourself? Well, this is where your why comes into play. Why do you want to lose 20 plus pounds or kilos? Is it just to feel healthier? Probably not. It's probably much, much more than that. Maybe to regain the confidence you had in your 20s or your teens. To stop being judged by your friends, family, or colleagues. To fit back into the clothes you used to always wear before you started running into bigger sizes that the shops didn't have in stock. To feel attractive again for your girlfriend, your wife, or to go out dating and have that confidence that you used to have. And for some of my clients, it's just to lead by example. First to lead themselves, but to be the father or the professional or the CEO who takes responsibility and delivers on the promises they make to themselves, so that when people see them, automatically without saying a word, they know, okay, this guy must be disciplined because of how he looks. He's fit, he's healthy, he's sharp, he's on the ball. I trust this guy. But you have to be honest with yourself to rely on your why to push through the periods when the motivation doesn't exist. It's going to be hard. Life is hard for everyone. But I promise you, it will be 100% worth it if you find your why and just push through the tough time, and then you'll have a breakthrough and you will feel amazing about it. But there is one thing that can make all this so much easier, and that is simply spending more time with healthy people who are fit and lean, who look and act the way you want to, or simply anyone who can support you to keep going on your journey. Whether it's a coach or a community or a specific class that you like going to or a sports team, whatever it is, it's all positive if it helps you. And the truth is, if you're consistent 90% of the time, you're going to make it. However, when you're about halfway or just beyond that, there are common hurdles that can completely derail all the progress you've made. Here's how to handle them. So aside from the obvious things like don't starve yourself, don't eat too clean 100% of the time, and don't work out every single day of the week, there's a few hurdles that most men will face when they're trying to drop 20 pounds, 40 pounds or beyond that, especially because they want a physique that 70% of men don't have. The first hurdle is expecting constant, continuous results without any fluctuations or plateaus. The fact is, you're not going to lose weight every single day of every single week. So please always zoom out, look at the bigger picture of your weekly and monthly trends so you don't beat yourself up over 1 or 2 bad days. The next thing, if you train too hard, too soon, your body will not recover quick enough. And you can get so sore that just simply walking down the stairs or picking up your kids is almost unbearable, meaning you can't train for 3, 4, 5, maybe even 7 days. That wipes out a whole week. Therefore, you're not going to get the progress that you would have got if you just incrementally trained in a way that isn't overwhelming for your entire body. So start small and let your body catch up over time. And the last one that I think can be the toughest to overcome is relying on your wife or your partner or your friends or your colleagues or pretty much anybody else. Because eventually, they won't care as much as you must. And if they stop or they slow down, the chances are you will too. I've seen it happen over and over when people rely on anyone other than themselves, and then those people start to lose motivation, and then you start to lose motivation. This is why you have to build your own momentum and don't rely on anybody else unless it's someone who is invested into your results, be it a trainer or a coach or a nutritionist, anybody who has an incentive for you to get results. They're the ones who are going to push you all the way because they've already done it themselves. And I had to add this last one in because it feeds off the last point, and that is the tall poppy syndrome. Because when you start getting leaner than 90% of the people in your life, people are going to say,
"You look too thin." Are you sick? Why are you so skinny?
You need to eat more food. You're gonna get too bulky if you keep going to the gym.
And any other variation of those comments. And the sad part is, this often comes from the people who are closest to us, who we would expect to be proud of the progress that we're making. It can be tough. It was for me when I did bodybuilding. Not many people supported it. So this is why you must keep going and treat any criticism as fuel in the fire and positive feedback that you're actually making a change. Because if you didn't change, they wouldn't be saying anything. If you gained another 10 pounds or 20 pounds, nobody would bat an eye. But if you lose 20 pounds, all of a sudden everyone has all these comments. Just ignore it, or at best, use it as fuel to keep you going. And the best way to stay committed to your goals is to have a clear, structured routine that can also adapt to your lifestyle, giving you flexibility to eat dinner with the family and still train within your busy schedule or in between traveling and trips and looking after the family. So you can still shed the 20, 40, 60 or more pounds and reach a lean 15% body fat physique. And if you're looking for a routine to help you do just that, my Business Body Blueprint routine lays everything out for you step by step. So to get started shedding fat this week, tap the link in the description below this video to learn more. And I'll see you on the next page.
Do it!